Hello, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to the We Print You Press Wednesday Night Live. Give me just one moment. I've got to get Instagram up and running. This one always requires a few extra steps, so I apologize. If we've got anybody watching yet, go ahead and drop the name of the city or state where you're checking in from. Would love to see where you're watching. If you are new to We Print You Press, we are in Spring Hill, Florida. We're on the Gulf Coast. All right, hopefully I can get this. All right, let's see here. How's everyone's week so far? Also, let me know if you can hear me. Sorry for the delay, guys. Just trying to get Instagram to cooperate. Let's see. Am I live on? Yeah, because I don't think I'm live anywhere yet. What is going on? Okay, if anybody's watching, if you could tell me where you're watching from, I'm trying to figure out what is going on with my streaming. I can't. Okay, looks like I am live on Facebook. Let me know where you're watching from. And I'm just trying to get logged in. Oh, goodness. To Instagram. Okay, we're going to just use my phone and make this work. Sorry for the delay. Can everybody hear me okay? If you could give me a thumbs up or comment yes, anything, so that way I know that you can hear me. All right, perfect. Sandy, how you doing? It was good to see you today. All right, I'm going to have to use my phone to go live on Instagram. Oh, maybe this is my problem. So tonight I wanted to talk about gang sheets and help everybody learn how to use gang sheets in their business or hobby, however you're using transfers. If you have any questions that you want me to address, go ahead and drop those in the chat now. And that way I can make sure that we get those addressed. Hello, everybody. Sorry for being late on Instagram. I'm trying to get logged in on my computer so that way when I do the demo, here we go, I will be able to share my screen and you guys can see me. 5400. So if you're watching on Instagram, you might get disconnected from the live because right now I'm live on my phone and I'm going to have it switch over to my computer so that way I can do this demo. Save it. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys. Technology is not my friend today. Does anybody share that experience? So we're going to go live video. Oh, I see. Okay, so whoever is on Instagram, I need to end the live for a moment. Give me 2 minutes. I'm going to reactivate it so that way I've got everybody on my computer. I will be right back. Also, if you have any trouble or if I have trouble, I'm also live on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Everything is at We Print You Press. With the exception of YouTube, it's at We Print You Press and then FL for Florida at the end of that. So again, if you're watching on Instagram, I'm going to end the live here, but I'll be right back. If for some reason it doesn't work, I'll come back onto the phone and let you know that if you want to be able to see the screen demo, you'll have to watch from either Facebook. All right, we're going to discard. All right, sorry guys. Create live video. Here we go. Live with WePrint, public. Thank you guys for your patience. So tonight I'm going to answer questions on our gang sheet builder and of course any other questions that you have. Happy to go over that. I need to edit channels. So I'm using software called Restream. I've played around with it a few times. Sometimes it's glitchy, and I think it's being glitchy. There we go. It has all kinds of extra steps that I have to take in order to go live on Instagram. All right, this is working. Okay, go live. Oh, I think I see what I did wrong. Oy, oy, oy. I swear I know how to use technology. So if you're just joining, if you have questions on gang sheets, go ahead and drop those in the chat box or in the comments, and we'll go through those. I'm going to show you the auto gang sheet builder that we have available for both DTF transfers as well as our UV transfers. We just finally got our UV live builder updated. All right, why is this not going live? All right, well, I think I've messed around with this. I give up. Okay, let me just I'm going to just do the live on my phone. Okay. All right. So for those, excuse me, that are tuned in on Instagram, I apologize. I'm not able to get my Restream software to connect with Instagram. So when I get to the point where I'm sharing my computer screen, if you want to be able to see that live demo, you might want to join us either on Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube. I'm live on all of those right now. So I apologize. And then I will post the video. I should be able to download the video and get that posted on Instagram as well. But I will get it posted on all of the different platforms. Penny, thank you for your order. Hoping I did it right. Penny, if you want to give us a call in the morning, our office is closed now, but you can either ask for Madison or ask for myself, Danielle, and we can open up your gang sheet and go through it. Just make sure everything looks good before it gets printed. So thank you for that order. How did you find the process? Was it kind of easy and intuitive, or did you struggle with it? And be honest. That's really the reason for the live tonight, is I know that the first time somebody's using the gang sheet, especially if you're not super comfortable, you don't have to be super tech savvy, but if you're not really comfortable with it, then it can be a little bit of an intimidating process. But I promise you, once you do it once, probably twice max, you'll be completely confident, independent. You'll be doing well. All right, so I am going to share my screen. So where's everybody watching from? What state are you in? I'm in Florida, in case you guys don't know. We had a couple weeks finally of some really nice weather. And now it's raining. I think it's supposed to get cold again. And for those that are laughing about cold in Florida, I used to live in upstate New York, so I do know what it's like to live in the cold and the snow and all that fun stuff. So again, if you're joining on Instagram, I'm going to be doing a live demo. Unfortunately, my computer software is not cooperating. It's not letting me join Instagram from the software. Let's see. And this is kind of a, I guess, an example of how you can't be intimidated by technology, even if you don't know what the heck you're doing with it. I apologize for being kind of, oh, there we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on the demonstration. In fact, you know what? I'm going to attempt to just reverse my camera rather than anybody that's on here. And give me 1 second. I'm actually going to get my tripod. So that way, if you're watching on Instagram, it's not going to be the best, up close quality, but at least you'll be able to see what I'm doing. And I think it'll help. Sorry for the shakiness, just trying to get this in the pad. There we go. Seemed easy, started a couple weeks ago. Yeah, awesome. All right. Okay, so again, if you're trying to get a better view of the demonstration, if you want to watch on Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube, you'll be able to see the screen much closer. Yeah, if I zoom in any further, it's not really going to work. All right, so we're going to start in the custom DTF automatic gang sheet builder. And basically, once you get in here, there are several different size options, and I'm actually going to add some more in here so that way there'll be some more sizes like in between, and we'll go up to at least 144 inches. I might go a little bit larger so that way it is a faster process and easier process for you guys when you're designing your gang sheets. But when you're starting, it doesn't really matter which one of these you select because the auto gang sheet builder is going to adjust itself as you're entering new designs, your quantities, and your sizes. So I'm just going to leave it at the default, the 22 by 24, and I'm going to go ahead and create gang sheet. Now, one thing to note about this quantity, leave this quantity here just set at 1. And that'll make a little bit more sense in a few minutes as we kind of move through the process. And again, if you have questions, just drop them in the chat. I know that I'm seeing comments and questions on Facebook, but I don't know if I'm getting any on, if I'm seeing anything from YouTube. So if you're on YouTube and if I don't see your question, I will answer it afterwards. Sorry, I just have to adjust this. I will answer your questions afterwards. Excuse me. Some of my mess. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to click this Create Gang Sheet button. And now we're entering into the gang sheet software. So you can see in here, this is where you will upload your own files. So we're going to go ahead and click Upload Files. And I'm going to select a few files. If you hold down your Shift key, you can select a whole row of them. And then if you want to select designs that are not next to each other. If you're in your Windows Explorer, you can hold down your Control and click individual designs. I'm going to go ahead and hit open. All right, so now you're going to see it's in the process of loading all of the different designs that I've just selected. And once those are done, you're basically going to see a box for each of those designs. So this box has got some helpful information for each of your designs. The default quantity for each design is going to be 1. And then the default size is whatever the physical size of your file has been designed at, and also the resolution set to 300 dpi. So you can see this particular image says that I could print this as large as 17 3/4 of an inch wide, and my resolution is 300. So if I probably don't want a transfer quite that large, so if I'm going to make it 11 inches wide, you can see now my resolution is increased. So there's a direct relationship between the physical size of your transfer and the resolution. So as your physical size decreases, like we did here, your resolution will increase. And then the opposite is true. So if we wanted to make this transfer larger, you're going to see that resolution decrease. And the feedback that you get from the gang sheet builder is color coded. So you can see green is top notch, 300 dpi, really doesn't need to be any better. It's going to print great. It's going to look great. Anything less than that, you'll see the label of enough quality from about, I want to say about 180 to about 300. Again, to most people, the design will probably look okay. But what I will say is if you can get your resolution closer to, closer to that 300 mark, the happier you're going to be with your designs. And if you're doing these for a customer, the happier they're going to be. So I see Russell and Heather Hall on Instagram have commented, it's super easy to do on your phone. Yeah, so you can use the gang sheet builder on your phone. Obviously, it's a little small, so you do want to make sure that you're kind of zooming in and just looking to make sure that everything looks good. I recommend using at least maybe an iPad, but a computer or laptop, if you have one, is even better, only because the screen size is that much larger, and it will just help prevent any surprises from, after we print the transfers and make it delivered to you. Sorry, I had to drink some water. All right, so let's get back to this. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make this 11 inches. So I typically will recommend most transfers to be at about 11 inches wide. And the reason for that is because the printable area of our film is 22 inches wide. So a design like this, where it's, more square shape, where it's basically the length and the height are probably, are pretty close to the same. In order to get two of those to print side by side, you would want to set your width, your max width, to be about 11 inches. Now, a design like this, where it is wider than it is taller, you could go ahead and do something larger. And basically, the gang sheet builder is going to evaluate whether or not this design should be rotated to fit in with all of the other designs that we have, to use the space on the gang sheet the most efficiently. So just for fun, we'll make this 12.5 inches. And let's say I want 4 of these. And again, you can see my resolution did dip down a little bit. Personally, I would say anything over 200 is going to be safe. The one thing that you do have to be careful of is if you grab a design off of the internet and you don't know for sure that it is a high resolution image, and you bring it into a program like Canva or Photoshop, and then you layer in text, the resolution of the file may actually kind of lie to you. It's going to give you the resolution based on the text that you have layered in, and not necessarily the JPEG or the PNG that has been kind of snagged off the internet. So you do have to be careful in those instances as to, whether or not the 300 DPI that you're seeing on your file, if that's true or not. So basically the rule of thumb is if it looks even slightly blurry on your screen, you got to find a better image. It's going to look even worse in print. So the print process will magnify any issues with your artwork. So you really want to make sure that you've got the best quality. So Sandra is asking, do you hit the lock key to change width and height the same? So let me just show you. There is this little lock here. This is called your aspect ratio. And let me show you what happens. So right now you can see it's locked. And so that means that if I change my width, my height is going to automatically adjust. If I change my height, my width is going to automatically adjust. Well, if I unlock that aspect ratio, now I can tell it both dimensions. And now if you watch close, you can see that my image was basically just compressed from left to right. So depending on what you want or what your customer wants, that might be a usable option, but I really don't recommend it. Now let's see if I turn it back on. Yeah. So now once I've turned it off and then I turn it back on, the image is not going to go back to the way it was with that aspect ratio before I had brought that one in. So I'm going to delete this one. I would need to completely re-import that design. In fact, let me just show you how to do that. So I would just go into upload. Was that 2024 or 2025? 2024. I guess it's a little old. It's good for demonstration purposes. All right. And you'll be able to compare the look of the two once this other one loads back in. You can see that, you know, we've basically forced it to be more of a square shape, and here you can see it's rectangular. So to delete this, I'm just going to hit this trash can, and yes, I approve, and now that one is gone. So I'm going to keep my aspect ratio set in place. Sandra, let me know if that does not answer your question. And again, if anybody has any questions as we're going through this, please just drop it in the comments. If you're watching on Instagram, I am trying to keep a close eye on that. And if you're on TikTok or, oh, it looks like I am seeing YouTube comments. But I don't know if I'm getting, what is this? No. I don't know if I'm getting TikTok comments. So if you do leave a question there, if I don't get to it, then I will respond after this. Wouldn't the restore default put it back to original? Oh, yeah, you know what? I guess you're right. Somehow I completely overlooked that. Let's test that. So if I put that in there and I don't like that, if I click restore to default, yes. Thank you, Penny, for pointing that out. I usually don't even mess with this, which is really kind of why I probably didn't even notice this before. So the other thing you can do is you can request your quantity. And actually, I wanted to go a little wide because I wanted to see if it's going to rotate it. Now, if I wanted this design at 12.5 inches and I also wanted one at 8 inches, you could either go back up here and upload another one, or you could just hit this duplicate file, which I think is faster because you don't have to go through the loading process again. And then you can go ahead and adjust your size. All right, so we got those. Let's see. We'll do 2 of these at 11 inches. You can use your tab key if you're using a keyboard to move through the all of the fields here. And with gang sheets, you can see it doesn't matter what color, what size, what type of detail you have in your design. You can upload as many different designs, sizes, styles, colors, whatever. There's really no limitation to gang sheets. The only limitation is, just making sure that you've got enough room to squeeze a pair of scissors or maybe a rotary cutter in between your transfers to be able to cut them out without, accidentally hitting any of the edges. All right, so let's make this one 8 inches. I literally just grabbed some random designs. 2023. All right. All right, so now once we've gone through all of our designs and we've specified either the width or the height, it doesn't matter. It's really kind of what is most important for the particular project that you're working on. Enter your quantity, and then we're going to come back up to the top and we're going to hit this generate new DTF sheet button. And so you can see here, this is exactly how easy it is. Your gang sheet is completely populated. Now, if you wanted to add more designs or make any changes, you can go back to graphics. This is the easiest area to make any edits to your design. So let's say we want to add one more of these. Now, once you make a change here, you want to hit generate new DTFs and then yes, replace them. And that's going to update this preview here. And so you can see based on all of the transfers that I have entered, this is going to require a gang sheet that is 120 inches long. Let's see. So if I want to click this edit design, is going to actually bring me into the gang sheet. Now, these yellow triangles represent the same feedback that we were getting in the screen where we were uploading our designs, where it's basically just kind of warning you that these are low resolution and you may not be completely happy with the design. So right now you saw that our gang sheets are limited to 4 different sizes. And so based on all of the transfers that I've entered, it's larger than the 96 inch, not by much, but pretty, pretty close to it. But it's not quite hitting the 120 inch. So like I said, I am going to be adding some lengths in between. And so that way, if you don't want to fill this with more designs, you can always leave it blank. Or once I get those additional lengths added, it will give you an option for something in between. But what you could do if you want to take full advantage of the fact that you're paying for this 120 inch gang sheet, you can come in here, you can click on your design and you can say, let's duplicate. And this is really the view that I do not recommend on your phone, just because it's so small. And if you are on your phone, just make sure that you zoom in, scroll up and down to make sure that you don't have anything overlapping in a way that would not be helpful. All right, so now what we can do, I'm going to use this. I'm going to rotate this. We can squeeze this right in here. You can use these to make it a little bigger. Now, this is something you also want to be aware of. If you were to leave this image like this, it is going to print this way. It's going to cut off the end of this. A lot of times we are not even going to catch that when we're operating the printers. We're watching for more mechanical types of issues, as far as are all of the print heads firing? Is the powder dropping onto the transfer? Is the transfer moving through the machine at the right speed? Making sure that the head carriage is moving back and forth and that the film is laying flat so that we don't have any kind of head strikes. If you've ever gotten a gang sheet from us and there was something egregiously wrong and you kind of thought to yourself, why didn't we catch that? Most of the time gang sheets are custom art and we are not even familiar with your art. We, in the beginning years ago, if we received a design and the resolution was low, we would stop the press. We would try to reach out to the customer. And a lot of times the customer would say, oh, no, I know, just keep on going. And so we kind of had to just set the rule that gang sheets are set at a lower price to save you money. But it's also kind of putting the burden of accountability onto the customer. So you really want to make sure that you are using high resolution art and that you're comfortable with building out the gang sheet. If you run into any trouble, whether you need to have an image checked or you've got questions on how to use our gang sheet, you're always welcome to give us a call. We do offer phone support, email support, as well as live video support. And as far as the live video support, you can go to the very bottom of our website and you can schedule a 15-minute session with us. and we will be able to share screens. Either we can share our screen or you can share your screen. So that way we can help you troubleshoot or teach you or whatever it is that you need our help with. We're there to help, kind of guide you through that process. But if you need help more immediately than that scheduler allows, just give us a call. And as long as someone is free, we're happy to get on a quick screen share and go through. And can I get one of your designs to fill this up? Sandy, so I see your question about, can you get one of our designs to fill this up? So we are in the process of making a lot of our designs available on the gang sheet builder. We're not quite there yet, but if you want to send me an email with the design that you're looking for, then I can make sure that we make that available, and I can show you how to access that. I can just do a quick screen record and send you a video on how to do that. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to fill this out. So I'm going to duplicate. We'll make a few more of these. When you see these dancing red lines, that means the box around the image is overlapping with something else. And so you definitely will want to zoom in. So now you can see this one doesn't have those red lines. You'll want to zoom in and just kind of make sure that you don't have a design overlapping in a way that is not intentional. Sometimes it's hard to get this perfectly straight. And now if you watch on the left side of the screen over above all of the designs, it's kind of near the top, near our logo where it says graphics, just underneath there is dimensions. So as I grab this diagonal arrow and I move it up and down, you can see that the size of my transfer is changing. You can also click change and go in and just type it, because sometimes trying to use these little arrows make it impossible to hit an exact dimension if that's what you're trying to do. And then if you use the side, this is basically that aspect ratio. So this is just like clicking that little lock and unlocking the aspect ratio. So you can squeeze it in, you can squeeze it back out. And now I don't see, it's probably jumping out at me, a return to original on here. So I'm actually going to remove that, and then I'll use this one, and I'll duplicate this just that way I can be sure that I have the correct version of that. All right. So if you're just joining, if you have any questions, we're talking about DTF custom gang sheets. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them below, and I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. All right. So I'm just going to kind of fill this up. Now you can see here, like if I wanted to set this design in here like this, the red dancing dots are showing you that your boundary box around your design, that they're overlapping. But in a case like this, it's not actually overlapping the design. So if you were trying to squeeze every little bit of space out of the gang sheets, this will work. The purpose of this box is just to bring your attention, to tell you to take a look at this and make sure that it's not touching anywhere that you don't want it to. But as long as that is okay with you, then you can certainly leave it that way. So I'm going to go ahead now. Once this is all filled up the way that you want it, we're going to go ahead and click your designs. It's going to bring you back to this view. If you need to add additional designs, I do recommend adding like new designs through this upload files here and not here. Because for some reason, when you're using the auto gang sheet builder, if you add a new file in here, it will sometimes error out. It's almost like it doesn't recognize that new design. So you really, it's really safer to do it from that other screen. So once this is complete, we're going to go to your designs, and now I'm going to go ahead and hit confirm my design. And then you're going to want to enter your email address. We do have a box that we ask everyone to agree to. And so this is basically you are acknowledging that you have full rights to print the designs that you're uploading to us. We try to be very cautious and not print any copyright or trademark designs just to protect the intellectual property that has been created by someone else. If you have permission from the brand owner to print and recreate the design that you're sending to us, we just need to get an email from that person so you can have them send it to you and then you can forward it to us. We just like to be able to keep it on file so that way if anything were to come back around to us as to, why did we print XYZ, then we can show them that, a client had sent it to us. They told us that they had permission, and we went ahead and we printed it. Now, we don't print Disney, NFL, any of the, major sports, universities, the major colleges. Basically, those for the most part have license. You have to have license agreements to be able to print those. And so, we would absolutely need to have documentation from the brand owner to be able to print that. The one thing that you do have to be cautious of is there are a lot of designers that use Disney and NFL on Etsy, and they will resell those designs. If the average person looks at the design and they recognize that it's Mickey Mouse or a sports team, we are not going to be able to print it. The Etsy designer does not have actual permission from the brand to be creating it. And so we just shy away from printing that. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put a check mark in this box, and now I'm going to click add to cart. All right, and so you can see that this gang sheet has now been added to my cart. Now, if you wanted to have multiple copies of that exact gang sheet printed, then at this point you would want to go ahead and increase this to 2, and then that way when we get it, we'll know that we need to print 2 copies of it. And then you can go ahead, head over to checkout. And then at the checkout screen, this is where you'll obviously fill in all of your billing information. If you have a code, you can enter that here, and then that will be applied to your order. We do have some recommended items that might be helpful for your projects if you want to add those to your cart. So you can see we've got rush production. So our normal production time is 5 business days. We do ship orders as soon as they are ready to go out the door. We don't hold them for that 5 business day mark. Sometimes we're running a little bit ahead of schedule. But if you do absolutely need to have your order in your hands by a particular date, then I recommend checking out the rush production options. We have an option where you can print in 3 business days, 2 business days, the next business day, or the same business day, as long as your order is in before 11 a.m. Eastern time. And then when you get to shipping, you can choose. Is it going to show it to me? No. When you get to shipping, it will show you some different shipping methods. We do offer UPS and USPS. If your order is $75 or more, it does ship free ground. We just added a lower cost 2nd day air upgrade. So if your order is over $75, you can choose to have it shipped 2nd day air or 2-day air for $12. Normally it's $18. And then if your order is under $75, we do give you the option to choose between shipping with UPS and USPS. Unfortunately, I will say between the two, UPS tends to be much more dependable than USPS. USPS is kind of sporadic as far as how long it takes for packages to get to different places. And they do state that they have up to 14 days to deliver to you. So if you are expecting a package from us and if your tracking does not look right, please contact us right away. We're happy to get in touch with the carriers to try and get to the bottom of what is going on with your order and your package. And then once we can get an update from the carriers, if they acknowledge that the package is lost, it's gone, then we are happy to reprint and reship. Unfortunately, most times we file claims and they deny them, but we want to make sure that our customers are taken care of. So if you ever have any trouble with getting the package from us, please reach out to us. It's never a problem. We want to make sure that you're getting what you paid for, and we're happy to look into that for you. We do offer, this is an optional package protection. It's $1.75. It's not something that you have to have. We're still going to help you if your package gets lost, but it does just kind of help us offset the cost of reprinting and reshipping orders, especially when UPS and USPS decide to deny claims as often as they do. All right, that is pretty much the gang sheet builder for DTF transfers. I'm going to show you real quick. Basically, it's the same technology under our UV transfers. So we're also in the process of building out our UV transfer library. The designs right now, we mainly carry wraps, but we are going to be updating the website so that you'll be able to get any of our DTF transfers as a UV transfer. That's something that we're going to be working on over the next few weeks. And so we'll kind of start with the holidays that are coming up closest. So like Easter and Mother's Day and Father's Day, those are obviously, those we'll be getting to that as the year goes on. All right. And this tool does give you the option to build a gang sheet with our UV designs, or you can build a UV gang sheet with your designs. I'm just going to show you real quick. Basically this one here, custom UV transfers, auto gang sheet builder. We're going to go in here, and you're going to see that this really looks exactly like the DTF builder. I think the only exception is the additional lengths available in here. Let's see if it's going to show me. Yeah, no, I'm going to have more in there. So I've got a few. We've got 12 inches and 84. I'm missing some. But again, it's the same process that we just went through. You're going to click Create Design, and you'll go ahead and load your custom artwork. But if you want to order a bunch of our UV designs, you can create a gang sheet with our UV designs by clicking this button here. And again, you can leave the default size to whatever shows up first. And then we're going to go down to Create Design. Sorry for the delay. I think it's because I've got my streaming and my video software and all that fun stuff. So from here, instead of uploading your own files, you're going to click here where it says Add Designs from Library. So when you click this, this is going to open up a menu, a collection of all of our UV transfers. There is a search bar here, so you can search by keyword. So I'm going to use the word pumpkin. Let's see if anything comes up. Probably not. Let's see. Maybe we don't have any pumpkins. Let's close that. Let's try this again. Change. There we go. I'm going to click in here first. So we do have them arranged by category. And basically you'll just scroll through. You'll click on the one that you want. So I'll click on a couple of these. And you can see they're being added down here. And then this should look familiar. This is literally the exact same steps that we just went through on the DTF Auto Gang Sheet Builder. So you're going to specify your size, your quantity, your size. Usually the wraps, we print those at 9 inches wide. I want to see if I can get this to work. Okay, there we go. Should have picked up the pumpkin. We're using some AI to be able to identify what exactly is in the image. It looks like we need to maybe make some changes there, but for the most part, we don't have too many designs in the UV library just yet. I think we've got about somewhere between 400 and 500 now. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and click generate new DTF sheet. And so you can see this is saying that we're going to need a 24-inch sheet. And you can see we could probably fit 1 or 2 more here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go back to graphics and let's see if I load that and then generate new DTF sheet. Yes, replace them there. Now you can see we've got this pretty well filled up. And so again, you're going to hit confirm my designs. You'll put your email in there. You'll check the box. You'll say add to cart. And now here we are in the cart. And so now you can see these are the gang sheets that I had, the DTF gang sheets that I had loaded before. And here is the UV from earlier. And then again, you would just go ahead and check out. So again, if you want to build a gang sheet with our UV designers, just go under the UV menu, build a gang sheet with our UV designs, and then you can just click through the collections and add whatever designs catch your eye. And we will be adding more in there as the year goes on, always making sure that we've got all the upcoming holidays and events and awareness events in there. And then we also have this upload your custom designs where you can upload your own images and build out a gang sheet. So that pretty much covers the gang sheet builders. If you're watching this as a replay, feel free to comment with any questions. I will be keeping an eye out for those. I'll be sure to respond back to anybody that has any questions. The only other thing that I wanted to show, and I'm going to just kind of do this really quick because I'm trying to wrap this up within an hour. I don't really want to go over an hour. I do have this week's featured designs. Let me get my camera turned around. Actually, let me stop sharing my screen. There we go. This is how I'm sharing with Instagram right now because the technology does not want to work. So let me go ahead and reverse this camera. All right. Okay, so these are literally hot off the press. These were printed right before I got onto the live. And I'll get some better pictures of these tomorrow and I'll get them posted on the page so that way it's easier for you to see them because it's going to be kind of hard to show some of the close-ups while this is on a roll. And I do need to show 2 cameras. So we have on this week's designs, we've got some Senior 2025. We've got, actually, I'm just going to kind of back up here and do it this way to start. So we've got Senior 2025. We always include 20 designs in our featured images. So we've got a mix of some Easter, super cute Highland cow with some Easter bunny ears, USA, America made, really pretty watercolor butterfly. Ooh, actually, I've not even seen this design yet. So Miss Michelle, who works on our team, her and Charity work together finding new designs to load to our website. I really like that. Color on my phone. I think you guys on Instagram are seeing better color than what everyone on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok are seeing because that is my computer camera, which is not great, but I really like that Easter bow. That is super cute. So we've got some Easter designs. And all of these designs are listed individually under the featured section of the website. You don't have to buy all of them. You can always pick and choose the ones that you like the best. Aw, super cute, pink, fluffy lamb. What do we got here? Remember on Fridays, we wear red remember everyone deployed. So a nice tribute to our wonderful military. Black and gold, senior 2025. And that ever so popular bow with some bunny ears. Oh my goodness. If my mom is watching, she's going to love this one. Flamingos, and it says, you'll just end up drunk. No, there's more. Never take camping advice from me. You'll just end up drunk. That's pretty funny. I love the pink on that. Another cute floral bunny. And let's see. Let me see if I can get in here close enough. Here's some faux glitter. I don't know if you can see that on the screen. I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit here. And again, if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok, I apologize. The colors look washed out. Next week, I will have a better camera. Unfortunately, I left it at my son's house. I was going to use it tonight. But I love this faux glitter. It really, I mean, when you put it on apparel, you can't even tell that it's not real glitter. Adventure awaits. I was going to say a wolf, but I think that's a husky. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I'm holding it upside down, so I apologize. I do not mean to have the flag upside down, but a nice camouflage, distressed U.S. flag. Festive bunny beverages in some pastel colors. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to show both screens. All right, so that is all I have for tonight. I really appreciate everyone joining. I'm going to be doing this every Wednesday. If you have a particular topic that you want me to cover, please send me a message. Either drop it in the comments or send me an email or a Facebook message, or Instagram message, whatever's easiest for you. This is really all about you. I just want to, give you guys an opportunity to be able to ask any questions. We can always do a screen share video demonstration so that way, if anybody has specific questions on how to do something, happy to share that. Sorry, I'm just checking the comments to make sure I'm not missing any questions. So, all right, that wraps this up for tonight. I will get the video replays reposted. And if you are watching the replay, feel free. Let's say, yes, I've been needing to order. First time, 5K1Y 5EO. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you were on, but we do offer customer service via phone, email, and we do have live video chat or support as well. If you need to reach us by phone, our number is 352-340-4343. Hit option 2 to be transferred to the We Print You Press team. If you want to send us an email, you can do so at hello@weprint.com. And then, like I said, if you need to do a video chat, if you're struggling with either something with artwork or a gang sheet builder, we can always do a screen share. We're happy to help you out there. If you're local, you're always welcome to stop by. We don't have a storefront. We don't really have product, up for sale, but I always welcome people to come in and visit, especially the age of the internet. I want people to know that we're a real business. We're real people, and you're welcome to come in. We'll show you the machines and the printers and how they work. And we've got heat presses here. So if you needed a demonstration, happy to do that as well. So again, thank you all. Hope you have a wonderful evening and have a great week. And I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Thank you.